are live. Welcome everybody. We're here on a perfect rainy day. Northwest Industrial District. With Extinction Rebellion PDX. Getting ready to march on the Zenith oil terminal. I'm double fisting with this umbrella, but I'll do my best to check in on the chat and say hi. It's my first time doing stream on all platforms in a long time. Because, well, there's a lot of reasons. Things have been pretty rough. Just got over COVID. That wasn't very fun. We've also been working really hard to get our new space up and running, which I have not talked about much here. Alright, let's see if I can turn this around and say hi. How do we do it? There's the button. Forgetting how to use this software even. So, yeah, like I said, here with Extinction Rebellion PDX and Cascadia Magical activists and people of the community standing up against Zenith Oil. You can see a description of the event on Facebook or YouTube. But yeah, hi, it's been a while. Things have been challenging in life as of late, and I haven't really had the physical ability to come out and do things like this, so I'm pretty stoked today. I'm feeling all right. Just got over COVID and ready to support these folks. All right.
We've got some for you. Head on over to Patty's. You can grab one of these signs, and then we're going to need you for some help with a little bit of street theater later. We also have umbrellas if you'd like one for some rain shelter. They're over there on the edge of the sign, and
that's right. There's going to be
right there.
Street theater.
Thank you.
After we march over to Zenith. Found my nice blue sky umbrella. One of the few things that didn't get stolen from my car last August, along with other streaming gear. That event just sort of got lost with all the other crap I was dealing with. See how things look here. Hey, and you got captions. Wonderful. Turns out there's only one particular way to ensure the captions are enabled, and ironically it is when you stream not using the Facebook app. Still don't have captions on Twitch, unfortunately, but something I've been working on for a long time. I've got a few different solutions that just need a little more testing. Amazing signs out here. Somebody was asking me on the phone on the way here, why do people do this? And, well, I mean, imagine seeing a company like Zenith get away with all the crap that they do. You gotta do something. And raising awareness is important. And these folks do a lot more than raise awareness too. They've been known for radical protests throughout the years. If you'd like to see a documentary about some of them, there's a film called Necessity about the Zenith 5. If you Google that, you can learn about how some of these folks have been working for years to fight against big oil and the lawyers who support them and corrupt politicians who support them. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for tuning in. You are watching on YouTube, and it has definitely been a while since I've been live there. I guess, today would be a good chance to sort of prepare you all for what's coming with that channel and things that I'm doing with Halo Space, because now that we have the space, we've been supporting community media endeavors there. I built a studio with my bare hands, and it was very hard work. I took my time, and so now I'm supporting a couple of podcasts there and working with artists to sort of refine their content a little bit. And it works for me because I'm good with the technical stuff. And I can help fill in the gaps for things like making sure that the sound quality on podcasts is as good as it can be. But Halo Space was originally meant to be a makerspace. Back in 2020, I was 3D printing face shield headbands for the community, and I just really appreciated seeing the immediate benefit that it provided, and the extra benefit that the high-tech materials I was using provided. So I wanted to capture that and bring that to the community on an ongoing basis. So I now also have 3D printers at my space, and it is slowly becoming that makerspace. The idea is to support community building you know, for whatever the community needs. And you know, right now it's still a bit of more focus on media, but there's plenty of other work that needs to be done too.
Hey everyone, can I get your attention, please?
For example, I was making tourniquets that were being sent to Ukraine.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for showing up today at our Doom
Let's
Zoom
focus
event.
on this now.
My name is Victoria, and I'm one of the organizers with Extinction Rebellion. We've been organizing since 2019 to shut down Zenith's fossil fuel exports, and I am stoked to see you all here out in the rain with us today. I need everyone who has a sign to head on over to Patty to do a practice run for a street theater piece. Patty, could you give a wave so folks know where you are? Where is Patty? Okay, Patty is over by the van here, so if you could head on that way, we're going to do a practice run, and then I'll wrap you all up in just a few.
I won't spoil it for you. I won't show you the practice run.
And a quick reminder, if you are parked in this parking lot, you need to move your car either across the street or on Gion so that you don't get towed. Thank you.
Sacrificing his umbrella to hold up the sign. Let's go take a look. These folks mean business. Where is their truck? Sit down here somewhere. We'll get to see the roll-on fire department truck soon. Harlan, how you doing?
Good, good. Good to see you here.
Me too. You want to tell us a little bit about why we're here today?
Well, this is the really nice, pleasant, polite episode. Happy that the Oregon Court of Appeals rejected Zenith's appeal.
But they're still doing.
Oh, but they're still doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'll be back. But this is a very tame thing today, and just to maybe get their attention. And we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, even the pupper's got a sign over there. It's adorable. Okay. It's a little tough to check in on the chat with this umbrella here. Doesn't help, I keep getting signed out of the chat screen and then it clears all the messages. So, sorry if I missed your message. And despite the rain, it's very nice and pleasant out here today. It's really cool when all the signs match. They're just walking through their street theater thing over there. Some of the things that I'm hoping to get back to soon include covering the city council meetings, primarily restreaming those to my platforms just for public commentary, because of course city council doesn't allow commentary on their live stream, their single live stream. And another project that I'm very excited about, that I've only done a little bit before, but I'm going to be giving you a live stream of Portland Police Bureau's radio system. But the cool thing is that it also includes...
really close together so that you can hear me and so that we can get a photo.
Let's do this to make sure you can hear me. But yeah, Portland Police have been, I would say, misusing their encrypted radio system. And it hasn't been getting very much publicity because, well, it's encrypted and nobody listens to it. Nobody knows when they're using it. But I have a way to know when they're using it. And I can relay all of that to a live stream, along with radio communications from even TriMet and G4S Security, which is a horrible private security firm, contracting firm here in town. And it's all legal, above board. It's just me using radio technology that I know how to use to share that with you. And that'll include at least an indication of which encrypted channels they're using and when, and eventually the encrypted data itself, which is, I'd say, important for the long term. But in the short term, it's illegal to decrypt that, so we will definitely not be doing that. But yeah, I feel like doing that radio stuff really fits in with my goal of doing community media for taking a picture for police accountability and city government accountability. Grab a screenshot if you want. This is great. I'm grabbing a few screenshots here too. This is wonderful.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to do the original people's acknowledgement. Okay. The Portland metro area rests on traditional build sites of the Multnomah, Wasco, Calumet, Peclamis, Clackamas, Bantatina, Squatin, California, Malala, and many other tribes who made their homes along the Columbia River, creating both permanent communities and seasonal encampments. Due to the strategic and systemic efforts to annihilate indigenous people from these lands, there are many tribes and nations who traditionally lived, hunted, and fished in what is now Multnomah County and Oregon that are not collectively remembered. Most of the current consolidated indigenous people had and have ties to the lower Willamette. This place we are on was a place where indigenous people met, traded with each other, celebrated, and shared the wondrous bounty of the river system. The plentiful salmon and lamprey, steelhead and smelt, wapato, elk. People crossed these rivers back and forth throughout the seasons. Because of the systems put in place by colonization
and European settler culture, this place of bounty is now a Superfund site with contaminated soil and water. Since the Superfund declaration in 2000, the tribes and allies have worked to clean up and repair the damage, but the damage continues to accumulate, and Zenith's operations contribute to and threaten to massively increase that contamination. Here's what Select Tribe says, quote, because of industrial-related contamination, some fish species are not safe to eat. Select tribal members are deeply concerned about impacts on resources like lamprey, especially because they are no longer accessible in other locations. For decades, reduced access to resources has been undermining our ability to engage in vital cultural practices. Younger tribal members are at risk of losing the experience and knowledge needed to carry out our traditions into the future. The Select Tribe is working hard to restore the health of Willamette River resources. Beyond cleaning up contamination, restoration of lamprey, salmon, and other key resources is needed to ensure the physical, emotional, and cultural well-being of future Select generations. The goal of restoration is to bring these resources back to the condition they would be in if the river had not been contaminated. End quote. We honor the indigenous people and commit ourselves to follow their lead in dismantling the ways of life that have so injured the land and water.
Thank you. All right, everyone. I know it's pretty loud over here. We're going to have a better sound system once we march over the bridge, but can everyone hear me? Yeah. All right, everybody say, fuck you, Zenith, if you can hear me. Fuck you, Zenith. All right, good. Now that we've got that out of our system, I need everyone to pay real close attention, okay? We got to go over some ground rules. Okay, please take notice of your surroundings. We are at a busy intersection, and we are marching into the heart of an industrial area. So I need everybody to march across the bridge, single file, please. And I want you to make sure you look after your friends. Anyone you came here with, make sure you leave with them. Keep a close eye on each other and take care of each other, okay? This is a peaceful protest. We are not here to get anybody arrested, and we are not here to get anyone hurt either, okay? So please be as careful as you can while we cross the bridge. We also have some peacekeepers with here today. Peacekeepers, can you let everyone know who you are? These folks are going to be keeping everybody safe today. They have orange vests on. They also have the QR code for a targeted letter. So if you have not signed that yet, at some point, head on over and scan the code and let's tell the city commissioners that we are done with Zenith Oil. As you may have heard, Zenith's appeal for a land use permit was recently denied. But as you'll see when we get there, Zenith is still shipping crude oil through Portland despite not having a permit. So we are going to march over there, we are going to shake them up a bit, and we are going to tell them that Portland is done with Zenith and they have got to go.
Try to calibrate my gimbal here with my free hand.
Okay, please, while we're walking,
Oh my gosh.
hold your signs.
Never mind. The app is dead.
We will be leaving over between the phone poles over there. Follow me.
But first, we're going to do, just to remind you,
Well, that's okay. We'll be walking soon. It'll be bumpy ride anyways.
March in single file. And if you want to live a while, march in single file. March in single file. March in single file. Good job. Okay, file up. Okay, remember now foot out. All right, you guys know this chant. Stop Zenith Oil. Stop Zenith Oil. Stop Zenith Oil. Stop Zenith Oil. Stop Zenith Oil!
Stop Zenith Oil! Stop Zenith Oil! Stop
Try to get in line here.
Be a climate hero, not a climate zero. Be a climate hero, not a climate zero. Be a climate
Here's a good spot.
Not a climate zero!
Be a climate hero.
Suck my penis, Zenith!
Oh, that's a good one.
Zenith can't stay!
Zenith can't stay! No fracking way! Zenith can't stay!
No fracking way!
No fracking way! Zenith
Can't stay! No fracking way!
Zenith can't stay! No fracking way! Zenith can't stay! No fracking way!
Zenith can't stay! No fracking way!
Thanks for tuning in. You're just joining. This is protest against Zenith Oil. Continuing to run the oil terminal. You're not supposed to be poisoning the fish on our stolen land.
Go home! Zenith Oil has got to go! Zenith Oil has got to go! Very slow. Very slow.
Crossing over to Zenith Oil Terminal. Good to see here.
1, 2, 3.
I should have nabbed a ride on that. For those of you who don't know, the World on Fire Department truck is now living at the same space where we're doing our new community media work. And we decided not to call it Halo Space. Just to come up with something that's a little bit more encompassing and fresh. Still floating some ideas. We've been taking our time with it. One of the ideas was creative canopy.
That's it. And then it's like I'm not
I'm not going to be like the more brave photographers over there in the skinny thing. We'll get a better view in a moment here. They got barbed wire fence all over the place. Concrete walls, small opening to get in and out. You can tell this place has not received a lot of love from the community over the years. Ooh, nice and warm. Let's see what we got over here. Employee up there tattling on us.
Couldn't hear what you said.
Like that. Here we are. This is the Zenith oil terminal. And they're now now blocking the entrance here. It's part of their peaceful protests. What's that? Yes. Very awesome display with all the matching signs. That's the best part.
But instead we sang, move on, oh no, Zenith gotta go.
Or I think maybe stop Zenith. Truck came through here real fast on purpose.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2.
Sounds like we're just about ready for some music. If anyone needs it, we've got some snacks and some water in the fire truck on the street side, I guess. On the inside? So if you need water or snacks, there's some at the fire truck. We don't want anyone fainting. We need a tall person who has no sign responsibilities to help hold up the sign.
He's had.
Check out the fire truck.
Hey, Arlen. Hey. Hurry up, get the thing done. Not a bad shot for you.
No pipeline, no car jam. Stop destroying native land. No pipeline, no car jam. Stop destroying native land. No pipeline, no car jam. Stop destroying native land. No pipeline, no car jam. Stop destroying native land. No pipeline, no car jam.
This is all new construction. No
pipeline, no car jam. Stop destroying native land. No pipeline. 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 Stop destroying native land. No pipeline.
No tar sands.
Stop destroying native land. No pipeline.
No tar sands.
Stop destroying native land. No tar sands.
Stop destroying native land.
No pipeline.
No tar sands.
Stop destroying native land. No pipeline.
No tar sands.
Stop destroying native land. No pipeline.
No tar sands.
Stop destroying native land.
No tar sands. Stop destroying native land.
If anyone's got chance, I feel
Don't own the copyright to this music. Hopefully the gimbal twitching back and forth isn't driving you nuts like it is me.
Okay, your attention up here. Performance is gonna begin.
This is the part where I wish I would have brought my camera pole. Oops. Don't know what happened there. That's my gimbal being fun. Come on. What you doing, Gimbal? Just like turned itself off, I guess.
How are you, Michael?
No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. No more Zenith, no more oil. Keep your carbon in the soil. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here. Say it clear. We don't want no Zenith here.
Thanks, everyone. You all sound great out here. Can I get my speakers to come join me at the mic? Thank you, thank you. So quick note, if the police show up today, do not talk to them. We have a police liaison right here in the yellow vest. Michael, if you could raise your hand. He's right over there. Nobody talk to the police. We've got someone here to handle that for us. All right, so we have our fantastic speakers here. First up, we have Jan and Margaret.
But always film the police.
So Jan Zuckerman is a retired teacher, mother, grandmother, and climate activist. When she is not chasing toddlers and burping babies, she spends her time with the Braided River Campaign, Cedar Action Stop Zenith Working Group, PPS Climate Justice Committee, and serves as a mentor for the Portland Youth Climate Council. As a lifelong learner, she continues to actively search for ways to disrupt climate breakdown while engaging in and creating positive change in the world. We also have Margaret joining her. Give it up for Jan! These two are going to be speaking together. We have Margaret Butler. Margaret grew up in Portland and found a passion for collective action as a young adult. She spent 40 years in the labor movement as a rank-and-file worker, local union officer, and organizer. She helped start Portland Jobs of Justice and was its director for almost 2 decades. She retired from paid work in 2017 and has been working with Climate Jobs PDX and Extinction Rebellion Portland since then. Let's make some noise for Jan and Margaret. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming out today to the Doom Our Bloom at Zenith on this beautiful, beautiful rainy afternoon. The day after the anniversary of the oil train derailment and explosion in Mosier. By showing up, you make it clear that our community, like their community, does not choose doom. We choose bloom. We choose a future that does not include Zenith Energy. The Willamette, a short distance from here, was once a braided river with many woven channels, not the one channel that we see today. It shaped this floodplain, a place of connections, a myriad of streams and lakes feeding into clean water, creating fertile soil, a busy, bustling, life-affirming ecosystem. Turn the clock forward, and we find ourselves here, standing on Giles Lake, now filled in with soil blasted from the West Hills and silt dredged from the river to create the unstable foundation for what is now the industrial sanctuary, better known as the Critical Energy Infrastructure Hub, where Zenith sits, displacing and poisoning non-human and human communities. Zenith's shiny new infrastructure is deceiving. The tanks where they store their oil were built in 1957, when Chevron used this facility for mostly asphalt. After several different owners and numerous spills and toxic releases, that didn't stop DEQ from giving owner ARC Logistics a permit to expand the terminal's rail unloading capacity, moving dangerous crude oil through our neighborhoods. Ooh. Community members, many of whom are here today, protested and blocked trains to stop ARC Logistics from operating at higher levels than their permit allowed. In 2017, when Zenith Energy bought this facility, they continued this legacy, quadrupling its rail unloading capacity and transporting by rail tar sands and other crude oil from Canada and the Bakken fields in North Dakota for shipment to Asia and other ports. Zenith managed to expand an oil by rail export market in Portland by skirting around public processes and using permits that expired over a decade ago. And they did this to continue to pollute and endanger our communities. The City of Portland's fossil fuel terminal zoning amendments passed in 2016, preventing any new bulk fossil fuel storage terminals from being built, could not stop them. Not only that, but Zenith has continually lied about the kind of crude oil it's handling and exporting, has avoided requirements to conduct a spill preparedness exercise, lied about the amount of oil its new rail racks would unload, and has violated the Clean Water Act. And they've gotten away with it. Until now. Yeah. After massive public uproar and a multitude of tactics, including XRPDX's Garden on the Tracks, the city finally found the courage to say no. Because our city's 2035 comprehensive plan has goals and policies to protect the health and safety of our communities, especially marginalized communities who have been sacrificed for far too long, and because of the will of the people, the city finally denied Zenith its Land Use Compatibility Statement, which it needs to renew its DEQ Title V air pollution permit to continue operating. This happened on August 27th, 2021. So how in the hell is Zenith still operating? It's because Zenith's lawyers from Stoll Reeves know that if they appeal the city's denial of its land use compatibility statement, Zenith has the legal right to continue business as usual. So first, they appealed to the Land Use Board of Appeals and lost. And when they didn't get their way, they took their case to the Oregon Court of Appeals and they lost again. And they have a few weeks to appeal to the Oregon Supreme Court, and they will continue to stall and stall and stall and keep operating until we shut them down.
So, hearing that history, many of you may be wondering why we're not sitting on the tracks today. Yeah. Are ya? Yeah, well, we, along with our allies, made a strategic decision that today we would come in numbers with art, music, theater, and from the sidewalk here, tell Zenith to cease and desist. 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 And that we will come back and come back again and again with more fun, intense actions. And all the people in the yellow vests around here have a sign-up form for nonviolent direct action training. So if you are interested in participating with us, please sign up for the training and help plan the next action. When I retired from 40 years in the labor movement in 2017, I decided to focus my activist energy on the climate. So I'm a latecomer to this struggle in many ways. I have so much respect for those of you who have been doing this for decades. But in late 2018, I heard about the Extinction Rebellion movement. And when I heard about it, I felt the same way I did when I heard about the Jobs with Justice pledge card, that this is what I want to do. I think that building a mass movement, doing direct action, is key to stopping the worst impacts of the climate crisis that is already upon us. In February of 2019, the story about Zenith broke on OPB and in the Oregonian. Like many others who read or heard about it, I was outraged. I cut out the news article from the Oregonian and I'm like, I'm going to do something about this, even if nobody else is. But of course, there already were people thinking about it. And then XR Chapter started, and I went to my first meeting. And there was Jan, who in 2019 at 6 a.m., Mike and Harlan and a lot of people here helped bring a dump truck load of topsoil to the rail yard and a tiny house, and we built the Victory Over Fossil Fuel Garden. We were there from 6 a.m. on Sunday to 4 p.m. on Monday. So we shut down the rail line for 2 days. 7 days later, some of us and some other people came back and did it again. The exact same action. And then 5 of us decided that we would plead not guilty to the charge of criminal trespass. And so with awesome help from the Civil Liberties Defense Center and the National Lawyers Guild, we were able to present a full necessity defense, including expert testimony from a climate Despite video evidence of us trespassing on Zenith's property, we convinced 5 out of 6 of the jurors to vote to acquit us. It was a legal milestone in terms of use of the necessity defense in climate cases, and then the case against us was dropped. And Mike and Jan, and I don't know if Emily's here, I think might be 4 of the defendants are here.
Hi, Mike. Raise your hand, Mike.
Yeah, raise your hand, Mike.
A free man.
As Jan said, Zenith is the poster child for what's wrong with our whole system. That they could use an old permit to expand operations in violation of the city's policies mean the system is broken. Here it is, 2 years after we built our garden, and Zenith does not have an air quality permit, and yet it's operating. And then there's the bigger safety issue. Zenith ignores the recent earthquake report spelling out a disaster on the scale of Deepwater Horizon or an inferno like Fukushima if an earthquake hits here, threatening Forest Park and our whole community. That report went through every tank in this critical energy hub, and Zenith is the only operation that doesn't tell the DEQ what's in their tanks. They ignore the climate crisis and the harm they are causing. So Zenith is going to say that they are part of the solution, that they are.
What's in the tanks? 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 What's in the tanks?
Okay, I'm almost done. So they are or will be moving into biofuels. They're saying they're part of the solution. We've been watching the trains, and the vast majority of these train cars are not carrying biodiesel, they're carrying crude oil. So right now, that's what's being processed. And then there are so many different kinds of biofuels, some of which are very carbon intensive. So many biofuels are just a sophisticated form of greenwashing. That's why we're encouraging the city to create a comprehensive policy around biofuels.
Margaret is right. Zenith will claim to be part of the solution, but it's actually part of a larger problem. In the words of Sarah Taylor from the Braided River campaign, Vanport was flooded with water. The critical energy infrastructure hub is flooded with oil.
Yes.
This is because our land use laws prioritize and protect heavy industry like Zenith above all else.
Down like Zenith.
In court, Stoll Reeves has argued that zoning policy should trump our comprehensive plan, and our city still has to prove that it doesn't before they can stop Zenith oil transport. If giant fossil fuel corporations using dozens of acres for their industry, providing few jobs, is not what we want on our river, then we must demand that the zoning laws change so we can begin the work of co-creating a green working waterfront that doesn't kill us.
This means that we must flood our city with our voices, and when our voices aren't heard, we must flood the streets and tracks with our bodies until Zenith Energy leaves our city and our land use policies are changed. Shut Zenith down!
Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Shut Zenith down! Everyone give it up for Jan and Margaret. We have one more guest speaker today. We have Liam Castles. Liam is an organizer with Portland Youth Climate Strike and Sunrise's Youth vs. ODOT campaign. They worked on the Portland Youth Climate Summit and met with their elected officials to advocate for stronger climate policy. Give it up for Liam.
So, I'm here today in Ada Crandall's stead, who could not be here. And I am honored to give her speech for her. But first, I'd like to remind you that a few weeks ago, two elected officials, Commissioner Joanne Hardesty and Commissioner Carmen Rubio, signed a climate pledge to commit to no more expansion of fossil fuel infrastructure. And it's our job to hold them to that. And that means there's only 3 more. And we need to make our voices heard. So I want you to make as much noise as you can right now. On May 20th, thousands of Portland students walked out of school demanding our leaders take bold, urgent action to stop the climate crisis. At the strike, we named 4 local climate villains: Northwest Natural, the Portland Business Alliance, the Oregon Department of Transportation, and Zenith. Zenith has been at the center of Portland climate advocacy for years. The facility is a threat to our communities, safety, and environment. Its activities are actively contributing to climate chaos in our city, yet the majority of our elected officials act like they have no idea. Stopping the climate crisis means disrupting business as usual and rapidly transitioning us away from fossil fuels. Zenith is a barrier to true climate progress in Portland, relying on capitalist status quo to continue justifying their harm. All of us are here today because we know that things need to change, that Zenith and other climate villains have no place in our city or anywhere. Portland has the opportunity to be a leader in taking bold climate action. But how can we lead when corporations like Zenith are right here in our own backyard? Many elected officials in Portland claim to be leaders on climate, but if they truly want to do what's right, it is crucial that they stand with us in the fight to stop Zenith. As a young person, I am terrified about what the climate crisis means for my future. Devastating heat waves and wildfires will only worsen with every day our leaders refuse to act. My generation can see with stark clarity both the need and possibility for radical change in our world. We have a perspective older generations often lack, an ability to imagine what a better world could look like, as we are so much less bound by what is considered politically possible. The climate crisis is of unprecedented scale, which means we need to match it with unprecedented action. When we harness the power of communities, we are more powerful than Zenith and our climate-causing status quo. We are more powerful than all of Portland's climate villains combined because we have what they do not. We have a stake in this fight. The goal of the May 20th climate strike was to kick off a summer of climate action, and that is exactly what we are doing today. We are telling climate villains and Portland leaders that we are not going away. We refuse to give up in this fight because our futures are too great a stake to lose.
Give it up for Liam. Next up, we have some music by Wendy. Everyone give Wendy a round of applause.
Hello, everybody. My name is Wendy Emerson. First, I want to thank Dan Kaufman for bringing the sound equipment out here today and getting everything set up. So it sounded pretty good, I hope so far. And so I want to start with a song I wrote. It's kind of a prayer that I came up with during the heat dome or the heat doom, whatever we had last year. And yeah, it's kind of a prayer, and I admit to being a bit of a skeptic religiously, but it can't hurt, right? Maybe somebody's listening after all. So,
it's on. Yeah, it's on. And did you take a photo with your?
Calling on the rain, calling on the earth and sky to drive these heartbreaks away. Calling on the sun, calling on the moon, the stars and planets to drive these heartbreaks away. Wind, rain, earth, sky, sun, moon. Wind, rain, earth, sky, me. Calling on you, calling on me too, calling on our good people to drive these heartbreaks away. Wind, rain, earth, sky, sun and moon. Wind, rain, earth, sky, me and you. Calling on you. And I was unexpectedly asked to do two. So here goes. So this song, I don't know, it's a reflection. Yeah, I'm old, and when I was coming of age, things seemed so hopeful. And it's kind of depressing that we're here where we're at. It's kind of talking about that. I had to remember it first. When I was young, the world seemed to be awakened, moving from the darkness to the light. I am so embarrassed, that's not sounding the way I wanted to. So let's see. When I was young, the world seemed to be awaking, moving from the darkness to the light. The monsters and the goblins were all banished. Fading nightmares of the long dark night. The world would be at peace someday. Soon we would join hands and say, we are all one human family. Oh, how naive of me. I'm sorry, this sucks. I'm sorry. Now the monsters and the mad boys and the goblins march with torches and flaming chants of pain, insisting that the world must live in darkness, storming streets and opening hell's gates, for lies that masquerade as truth. They haunt us like the ghost of doom, vicious werewolves howling at the moon, demons dancing to a ghoulish tune. But maybe they are not to blame. It's a greedy few who fan the flames to profit from the chaos and the gloom. More gold for their gilded tombs. We have come upon the final hours. We have come upon the final hours. Only love can conquer hate. We cannot afford to wait to realize we are family. Oh, how naive of me. Thank you and welcome to my rehearsal. So embarrassed. Thank you.
Yeah, Wendy! Well, hi there, all you lovely sign holders. It is time for number 2, call and response. If you could find a place to be on either side here of the banner, kind of group up and we'll turn our doom sides out. Lynn here is going to lead us in call and response.
Oh, I'm not that tall. Shit. I'm that tall. All right, so we all know why we're here, and we just got a great history of this fucking hideous area that used to be beautiful. And what we're doing now is the Zenith timeline call and response. So I'm going to read just a few highlights of the obnoxious events here that have to do with Zenith. And after each event, you're going to say, why are they still here? So practice. Why are they still here? December 2017, Zenith moves into the CEI hub transporting crude oil, about 12 tank cars a day, under an expired air quality permit. So, why are they still here? Late 2018, Zenith has expanded to unloading 44 cars a day. Zenith tells DEQ there will be no new throughput due to their rail line construction. So, why are they still here? 2019, Zenith crude oil throughput increases over 11-fold. That's a lot more than none. DEQ sends a letter to Zenith saying, what the fuck? There's public outcry about Zenith. So, April 2019, XRPDX temporarily shuts down Zenith, planting a garden on the rail lines. Defendants use the necessity fence. So, why are they still here? April 2019, oh wait a minute, sorry, I just did that one. 2019 was a busy year. Zenith asked the city for permission to install new pipes under the street. City rejects the expansion. So, why are they still here? Again in 2019, Zenith asked the city for permission to install new pipes under the city street. City rejects the expansion. So, why are they still here? 2019, city asked, late 2019, nope, already did that one. March 2019, Zenith reps told the mayor, his representatives, that they no longer handled tar sands crude, which is totally true, not true. Zenith people lied to the city people. So, why are they still here? May 2020, Zenith applies for a construction permit. DEQ denies the permit. Zenith continues anyway. Zenith is fined nearly $25,000. DEQ citing flagrant nature of Zenith's conduct. So, why are they still here? August 2021. Following waves of community demand, the city denied Zenith the locks, which leads to DEQ denying Zenith an air quality permit. So, why are they still here? Fall 2021, Zenith, aided by Stoll-Reeves law firm, appeals the city's decisions to the Land Use Board of Appeals, LUBA. So, why are they still here? February 3rd, 2022, LUBA ruled that the city does have authority to deny Zenith the locks, and LUBA assigns the city some homework. So, why are they still here? Spring 2022, Zenith, still aided by Stoll-Reeves law firm, appeals LUBA's decision. So, why are they still here? May 11th, 2022, Oregon Court of Appeals upholds LUBA's decision, despite Stoll-Reeves' efforts on behalf of Zenith. Stoll-Reeves sucks, by the way. Zenith is denied again. So, why are they still here? It is clear Zenith never should have been here, should not have stayed, and now it is time and well past time for Zenith to be gone. Be gone. Patty? Oh. Oh yeah, you need a mic. I think you are after this part.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna get a picture. Huddle up with doom sides out. And then we'll begin the performance.
This guy's up to just polluting the environment. No big deal.
Derailment in Mosier, top of mind tonight. Agencies inspector. Seismically vulnerable starts. Output faction possible. Zenith Energy finds itself the subject of public ire. Toxic fumes that forest park squarely in the blast zone. Local environmental organizations continue to hold city leaders to account. Oregon DEQ denies air quality permitting for Zenith Energy, moving the Portland facility toward closure. The Fed declares the CEI hub a Superfund site. Deadlines have been set for businesses to vacate. Climate activists rejoice tonight as the last oil tanker leaves the Chevron dock. Land cleanup efforts at the former CEI hub continue today. A surprising number of sustainable jobs created. The bird sanctuary at the former CEI hub opened its operations today. Portlanders and indeed the whole region have cause to celebrate what is being hailed as a victory for the people over fossil fuels.
Participating. That was awesome. All right, we hope you'll all stick around for a while. We have more music. We have a sign over here that we'd love for you all to paint with us. If you could be sure to drop off your sign under the canopy, we will take care of that for you. Thank you all so much. We also have a bathroom here. It is undoubtedly the weirdest bathroom you'll ever use, but if you need to use it, please do. That's right behind the canopy here. And in just a few moments, we'll have Mike tell us more about Stoll Reeves and what they've been doing to fuel this climate crisis. So enjoy the music, enjoy the painting. Have fun, everyone. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, those who have umbrellas, make sure you give them, drop them off at the fire truck before you leave.
It's great.
Painting in the rain because we can. It'll be fun.
Wasn't there a second canopy? You didn't want to try to do the second canopy? Okay.
Well, thanks for joining, everybody. We're gonna hang out a little bit longer and then call it a day here. They might be here a little while painting if you wanted to come down and join in.
Go around, folks. There's still more entertainment to come. This song, sing along. There's more music. And of course, the art where you can paint on our banners. The chorus of this song is 2 words, and I hope you'll sing it with me. I begin every set. This is my musical land acknowledgement. It's called Land Back. Can you remember those 2 words? I don't have them printed on a piece of paper. Land Back.
1.
Land back, hear what I say. Land back, it's the only way. Land back to the First Nations. Land back and reparations. Give
Give the land back to the original residents, not to the landlord, not to the president. Land isn't his, it sure isn't mine. Indigenous people have been here since the beginning of time. Land back, hear what I say, land back. It's the only way, land back to the First Nations, land back and reparations. What does it mean to decolonize? Not rocket science, so you better get wise. Honor Indigenous sovereignty. Know that the land is free. Land back, hear what I say, land back. It's the only way, land back to the First Nations, land back and reparations. So Jan told us what this land was like when it was under Indigenous control before us colonizers, ancestors came here and colonized it. This was beautiful land. The land is still there under all the pavement. We're fighting alongside all the water protectors, all the land defenders, all the forest defenders. The blood is the water and water is life that we need to survive. Wise as a forest and old as the stones, you cannot sell grandmother's bones. Land back, hear what I say, land back. It's the only way, land back to the First Nations, land back and reparations. Land back, hear what I say, land back. It's the only way, land back to the First Nations, land back and reparations. Land back! I heard this was a dance party, so I want to play things you can dance to. None of these are well-known songs because I wrote them, but, well, actually the last one is, but they all have sing-along choruses that are easy to remember. You'll get this one too. Years ago, Thunder Lizard walked the earth, laid her leather eggs in the ground, Her children were the last to play in forests green of giant firs, their fronds and their bones layered down. Leave it in the ground, the bones of our mothers, there's nothing left to burn and plenty left to learn. Leave it in the ground, the sun will warm us, the day once more must turn. 1 million years ago, some animals without much fur huddled on the cold, hard ground, on the ground. Flash of lightning split the dark, pitch and needles caught the spark. The sacred fire was handed down. Leave it in the ground, the bones of our mothers, there's nothing left to burn and plenty left to learn. Leave it in the ground, the sun will warm us, the day once more must turn. 200 across the land, sent all brothers deep in the ground, in the ground. Fuel for fire at nation building, said it was our destiny. Mighty spruce and fir laid down. Leave it in the ground, the bones of our mothers. There's nothing left to burn, and plenty left to learn. Leave it in the ground, the sun will warm us. The day once more must turn. Wasn't but a week ago I climbed up on old Rocky Top to lay my head on the ground, on the ground. Sheep I seen the thunder lizard staying on the giant ferns. She is not ours to tear down. Leave it in the ground, bones of our mothers. There's nothing left to burn, and plenty left to learn. Leave it in the ground, the sun will warm us. The day once more must turn. Leave it in the ground, the bones of these mountains. We've got so much to learn from the lichens and the ferns. Leave it in the ground, the oil and the coal, the trees and their souls. Leave it in the ground. Thanks for singing along. My name's Rachel, by the way. I've been playing music with Wendy for about 15 years. Sometimes we call ourselves unincorporated because we started playing together when she quit her corporate job at Nike. Okay. I want to play one or two more, and then I think there's going to be a speaker, and then Wendy and Dan are going to play some music.
Looks like my family left.
This song is called Water on the Levee, and it's about all of the places where poor people live out in the mud flats and rich people live up on the hill. I believe that Jan talked about the history of Vanport. Vanport was a place where black people lived out in the mud flats, and then the river came up and there was a flood, and the whole city, second biggest city in Oregon, was flooded.
It's like 1949, I think, that happened. State University was actually Vanport College too, so in a way it was kind of appropriated. And that university has made a lot of money for a lot of rich people since. I got no love for PSU.
The rain is a falling, falling. Mama says you better get to higher ground. 'Cause the water on the levee is a coming down.
Hey, Mike. Pretty good.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, I just got over COVID.
A
And I
rich
tested
man
negative
driving
today.
in a Cadillac, got a piece of ground on the muddy flats, built some little houses when the river's low, sailing right quick so nobody knows. the river is a rising, rising. The rain is a falling, falling. Mama says you better get to higher ground, 'cause the water on the levee is a coming down.
I got a request from
just a few years till the next big flood. See the little houses filling up with mud. He knew they would buy him if the price was right. How can the rich man sleep at night?
That sounds right, yeah. But they were asking for a sound, like big sound.
'Cause the river is a rising,
I was thinking we could figure something out. Put my
the
big
rain is a
speakers,
falling,
generator,
falling. Mama says you better get to higher ground, 'cause the water on the levee is a coming down.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, well this is, it's Youth versus ODOT, but it's at the,
I heard a professor with a long gray beard saying how the weather's getting mighty weird. Droughts and floods and hurricanes, Cadillacs and bombs and driving that change.
What kind of, if they're going to need the sound or not.
And the river is a rising, rising. The rain is a falling, falling. And Mama says you better get to higher ground, 'cause the water on the levee is a coming down. And it's been raining a lot this year. This time last year was really hot. That was global warming. This is extreme global climate change. It's all part of climate change. I actually did go to grad school to study climate change over 20 years ago. And it's still true. From the Ninth Ward to the Middle West, coast to coast, people need a place to rest.
I was just kind of assuming that you might be involved already, so we'll see about that too.
People gonna take that high ground back. Cause the river is a rising, rising. The rain is a falling, falling. The mama says you better get to higher ground, 'cause the water on the levee is a coming down. The river is a rising,
I learned about
the rain is a falling, falling. Mama says you better get to higher ground, 'cause the water on the levee is a coming down. The river is a rising, rising. The rain is a falling, falling. Mama says you better get to higher ground, 'cause the water on the levee is a coming down.
Yeah, I saw on the website they got like a easy licensing thing if they wanted to show it. So I was thinking about doing a movie night in space.
Says you better get to higher ground, 'cause the water on the levee is a coming.
Well, it's like $200, and I feel like, it's a worthy cause to support. And they'll probably send me a digital copy. Awesome.
If we need a bigger space,
So I could play another one or two. I know there's going to be a speaker coming up in a minute. Talk about Stoll Reeves, the evil walker. Should I play one more? Yeah.
Right. Well, if you've got room for my 18 by 36 foot screen.
that's pretty big. Well, the room, I don't know if it's 18 feet tall. That's the problem. Mine's like a 9.
Right.
By 12. I know there's that. I just don't know if there's 18 feet. It's a pretty big room. It's all carpeted and it's wide open.
Very nice.
Okay. Another sing along. This is a song that many of you already know the melody.
Okay.
And it's about that really big river over there. There's a really big river right here, but there's an even bigger river over there. And as we know, many indigenous peoples have made their homes along that river since the beginning of time and are still here. And in all of their languages, the name of that river means really big river or great river. And our indigenous friend taught us one name of it, which is Nichiwani in her language. Nichiwani. Can you say that? Nichiwani. Now, I'm probably not pronouncing it right because I am not indigenous to this piece of land, but I think it's better for us to learn at least some approximation of a name. If there's anyone here who is indigenous here who wants to correct me, I would humbly request that. Okay. And if you are a white person who grew up in the American roots folk music tradition, as I did, you probably know this song and you can sing it.
But we don't own the copyright, and this is fair use, just in case. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. We'll be here
Roll on,
20 minutes or so.
Nichiwani, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Your water's free flowing where salmon did spawn. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. It's also a waltz. Oops. Let me fix that. Sorry, I forgot to take it out of drop D.
Good dance.
Let's sing that chorus again. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Your water's free flowing where salmon did spawn. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. The dip netters play in the bright morning breeze, in a river of salmon that flows to the sea. Two peoples together did this time's memory. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Your water's free flowing where salmon did spawn. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. The folks in Salilo, which they call YM, did not want their falls to be drowned by a dam, but industrial capitalism's big scam sang roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Your water's free flowing where salmon did spawn. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. So this is a good direct action group. And you know that besides blocking the rivers, dams are a major cause of methane, source of methane, because of all the water being impounded and all that organic matter and all that biological oxygen demand, putting a lot of methane into the atmosphere. Methane is a much more powerful greenhouse gas than CO2. So we gotta get rid of all those dams. Do we really need that much electricity? Save the salmon. So we'll hike from the riverbank just before dawn, unload our backpacks, and then we'll be gone. We'll cry, hey to clear, and the salmon will spawn. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Your water's free flowing where salmon now spawn. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. One more time. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Your water's free flowing where salmon now spawn. Roll on, Nichiwani, roll on. Thank you. We have
have a speaker. Thanks for listening and singing. Raise your voices in song and raise your voices. And land back.
Give it up one more time for our musicians. All right, we have one more speaker, but first I want to let you know that at 4 p.m. we're all going to be meeting at Stormbreaker Brewing over on Mississippi, and you are all invited. So I hope that we see you all there. Celebrate our hard work, and for standing out here in the rain for so long, we earned a drink, am I right? Yeah. I'm also wondering if anyone here would like to volunteer to help us clean up before we head out. So if you would, we would very much appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so Stoll Reeves is the law firm that's been defending Zenith in court this entire time. Thanks to them, Zenith Energy has been able to operate without a permit. And they keep having their permit denied, but Stoll Reeves keeps appealing it, which means Zenith can continue to operate until they have another day in court. Not even the agencies that normally rubber stamp approve these projects are willing to approve this one because of how dangerous it is. And that's because Stoll Reeves has been finding legal loopholes and enabling them all along. But we are not going to give them a free pass. I'd like to hand this off to Mike, who's going to tell you more about them and how we can keep the pressure on so that they never want to take up a case like Zenith's again. Let's make some noise for Mike.
Great. We're here today to bring the fight for our children's future right up to Zenith's front door. And when we fight Zenith on their doorstep, they're fighting back in court. In those courtrooms, on the side of our planet, our water, and our communities, we have the excellent attorneys of Crag Law and Columbia Riverkeeper. Woo! On the opposite side, the side of short-term profit and Texas oil executives, stands another law firm. That law firm is Stoll Reeves. Boom. Stoll Reeves has over 40 attorneys specializing in oil and gas. They hire members of the American Petroleum Institute, and on their own website they brag about being a leader in national oil and gas law, according to U.S. News. So defending Zenith is not their first rodeo. Stoll Reeves supported the Jordan Cove liquid natural gas project in Coos Bay. Boo! They supported the Palomar gas pipeline. Boo! They supported the Kalama methanol refinery. Boo! They proudly state on their website that they help companies expand oil and gas projects. Boo! And that's just their portfolio on fossil fuels. They also have, for instance, over 30 attorneys working with the timber industry, which is cutting down our local forests, which sequester more carbon per acre than the Amazon rainforests. Law firms like Stoll Reeves have no place in our world of climate crises and impending climate disaster. It's time they cut ties with oil and the timber industry. They cannot be allowed to be the personal, on-retainer representation of climate villains. In spite of their deep ties to oil and gas, they actually claim to be a sustainable company. And it's true that not all of their lawyers specialize in fossil fuels. They are, in a bewildering twist, double-dipping in both oil and renewable energy like wind and solar. But this is an opportunity for us. Today we are going to call them. We're going to call them right now and tell them to choose their side. Tell them to side with a sustainable future. So everybody grab your phones. I'm going to read off the number. We're going to all leave them a voicemail, okay? And we're going to tell them to break up with the oil and gas industries. Their number is 503-224-3380. That's 503-224-3380. We're all going to call right now, leave them a voicemail, telling them to side with a sustainable future and to cut ties with oil and to stop representing Zenith.
Portland office of Stoll Reeves. Our hours are 7:30
The number is
to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday.
503-224-3380.
We apologize that we're
If we have everybody calling, we may get a busy number. So if you get a busy, then call back in 5 minutes. We're going to do this today. We're going to tell them that they are seen, that we are not going to let them do this.
Please indicate your name, a contact number, and the person you are trying to reach, and your message will be forwarded. If you've reached
No more representation for climate villains. Thank you.
For urgent matters after hours, please dial 9204 to reach someone who can help you. Thank you for calling.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
No
To
representation.
send this message, press pound
Hey,
or
wait.
hang up. To play it, 3. To re-record it, 4. To record your message at the tone, then press pound.
No representation for climate villains. And stop trying to make yourselves look like the good guys. That last bit is because I am definitely annoyed by Stoll Reeves sponsoring things like local radio stations, advertising themselves as lawyers for nonprofits, as if that is their thing solely. Hi Rebecca, thanks for putting that number in the chat. I was talking to my stream. I hope nobody's gotten nauseous
This song,
from my camera work yet.
A lot like Wendy had a song from last summer too. This one came to me last summer while I was busking. That's playing for spare change and stuff on the downtown, and we had 116, well, 108, 112, 116 degree days after year of forest fires. I grew up here between the ages of when I was born and when I was 18. There was only one time I ever remember the sun kind of being somewhat obscured because of forest fires. That was once in my life. Yes, forest fires happen here. It's part of the natural system, of course. Now it's year after year. It'll be this year. It'll be next year. We all remember September of 2020 in the height of COVID. And I really think had COVID not been such a thing, it would have stayed in the news much longer. And if anybody has had a chance to drive down Highway 20 through Detroit, it's just really hard to see. But we still got to dance, right? This guitar song, you can listen, toss a coin and run, for the fire's wreck up Oregon again. I'm feeling well, Oregon burn. I've only got this harp and drum. You listen, pitch your coin and run, before the smoke blots out the sun. Feel so alone where the wind blows the wrong way. Just like an ember in the breeze. Water bottle runs low, but my river runs green. Tell me, is the forest nothing but trees? As I fiddle while hurricane burns, I've only got a harp and drum. Go listen, pitsy corn and run before the smoke blots out the sun. Forget about the pain. Some say it's only but a dream anyway. And save all my sorrows for all of tomorrows. And let my tears flow gently to the stream. As I pedal while Oregon burns, I've only got this guitar, son. You can listen, toss the coin and run before the fires wreck the Oregon again. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I got a little inside story about Stoll Reeves. I'm a video producer. It's one of the things I do on the side, besides the music, of course. Got to have your music job. And so, anyway, I helped make a video for them. And it's all about their green building that they made, which was pretty amazing. It's all LEED certified and all that. And I remember going into the interview with one of the executives, and I asked him, I kept trying to push him towards more like climate change, that this is about climate, I was kind of like get him to go the right direction, and he just wouldn't, and it seems so simple. It was pretty innocuous, but it's like, no, I'm not going to say that. And now that I know more about Stoll Reeves, it totally makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, yes, this is greenwashing, right? And I got a song about that too. I got a new car. I run it on nuclear power. They say it's so clean and so clean, it feels like taking a shower. In the greenwash, jumping with me. The greenwash is so refreshing. We'll paint the whole planet, cause who needs the dirt? I got a new detergent for the stain on my shirt. And the greenwash, I got a new job in clean burning natural gas. You love what it does to the water, baby. Let's see if you can swallow a glass of the greenwash. Have one on me. The greenwash is so refreshing. We'll light up the planet cause the darkness is gone, and we put it in the bowl of our electronic bong with the greenwash. the greenwash. We'll conquer the planet, there's no stopping that. And when the good is all gone, we'll have a feather for our cap and some greenwash. Some greenwash. We're expanding all the freeways. You know, Rose Quarter and the Columbia River crossing. I just, a moment here, I just want to say something about the Columbia River crossing. They're really going to use the earthquake to say that we have to rebuild this bridge and then expand it by multiple lanes. We all know that climate leaders do not expand freeways. We all know about induced demand, right? You make it wider, we'll put more cars on it, we'll pollute more. It's that simple. But these guys are paid not to know that. So they're gonna tell us we gotta do this stupid Columbia River crossing, which I've been fighting since like 2007, I swear to God. Because of the earthquake. Well, that's true. And if you gotta do it, then just replace the bridge and don't expand it. But I don't buy it. There's an I-205 right there. We can rebuild it when we need to, which could happen 250 years from now for all we know. Climate change is happening right now. 116 flipping degrees last summer. That's worse than any frickin' earthquake that we could ever have. I'm sorry. They're expanding all the freeways. We gotta make room for more cars. And when we clog them up again, oh well, at least there'll be some room left on Mars. With our greenwash, go there with me. The greenwash is so refreshing. Save the whole planet, cause who needs the dirt? And when you start to get hungry, you can have a little squirt of the greenwash. The yellow greenwash is like a whitewash or a brainwash. It's toilet greenwash. It's toilet greenwash. Wash it down with the greenwash, right? All right, do we have another speaker or something?
Okay. All right, this is totally off the cuff, but I just wanted to point out that they're draining the tanks right now, and they have numbers on them, and the numbers on the tanks are 1267. I'm going to give you all a hint. That's not diesel. What are the odds? You can literally see right here. They're shipping crude right now. It's labeled. So. Amazing coincidence. We happened to show up when that was happening, right? Anyway, so that's my off the cuff thing I wanted to add.
Interesting.
So that's the code for crude, 1267? Wow.
1267 is the code for crude.
All right, I lost my clipboard. This is also off the cuff. Thank you all so much for coming here today. We got rained on, we danced, we painted, we had fun. I am so glad that we all made it out today. Zenith Energy, I hope you can hear us. We brought 100 people out here today, and we were on our best behavior, but do not make us come back. Thank you all.
You want me to close it out with a song as you go? Okay. Don't feel bad if you want to walk away. It's all right. I got some stuff to clean up here. And we do need help putting some stuff away, so if you want to stay, that's awesome. Whoever brought the bathroom, you're a hero. Yeah. All right, this one's called Dinosaur's Bite.
We'll hang around for this.
Dinosaurs bite. Dinosaurs bite. Dinosaurs tussle now. Dinosaurs fight. Some dinosaurs eat plants, the one over there eats meat. Well, you better get on and on your dinosaur feet. You know that dinosaurs bite. Dinosaurs bite. Dinosaurs stuck in the ground. It's a dinosaur's plight. They used to roam the earth, yeah, the sky and the sea. Now we dig them from the ground so we all can see. You know that dinosaurs bite. Dinosaurs bite. Dinosaurs bite. Dinosaurs bite. Until the earth got hit by a big asteroid, there wasn't one damn thing they could do to avoid. The lakes got hot, yeah, they started to boil. Now we pump them from the ground to get our crude oil. You know that dinosaurs bite. Dinosaurs bite. Dinosaur might makes a dinosaur right. So when you're driving your car and drinking your gasoline and you're choking on the fumes, you'll know what I mean. When the glaciers all melt and the oceans do rise, well, I hope it don't come as a fucking surprise. You know that dinosaurs bite. Thank you. My name's Dan Kaufman, by the way. If you're interested, come on up and I'll give you a card or something so you can find my music if you like those songs. I do. Yeah, I wrote a Western opera about the Jordan Cove. I'd love to see that thing down. For now, they're all zombies. It'll come back. But yeah, and I got some other stuff too. So yeah, thanks for asking. All right, awesome. To the organizers and everybody who went into all the work to make this happen, I'm so thankful to you for doing this. We can't stop.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. I'm trying to do, oh, it's working. I can hold 3, 4, 5 things at the same time. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you again soon. We'll be doing something a little different on our channels in the very near future. So looking forward to seeing you again, and I'll be able to chat more, a little better in the future too.